You're watching The Buck Stops Here. 1 billion people and more are praying for the recovery of Lance Naik Hanumanthappa, but unfortunately the latest medical bulletin suggests that his condition has deteriorated. He of course is the miracle rescue from the Siachen glacier, and while his spirit represents the indomitable spirit of the Indian military, of our forge, no less overwhelming has been the bravery of the 150-member rescue team who went out there risking their own lives to try and look for the last man who may have made it out, who of course was Hanumanthappa. Talking today about life at the Siachen glacier, where survival itself is a miracle, is our panel today. We're joined by Rajiv Chandrasekhar. He's a member of parliament but has also brought Hanumanthappa's family to Delhi and is in many ways looking after them and giving them all support. We're also joined by Brigadier Rajiv Williams, who's of course a co-author of a book on Siachen. We're also joined by one of our military heroes. We are joined here by Captain Bana Singh. We of course all know the Bana Top, and he is of course our highest gallantry award winner for actually wresting away a top from the Pakistanis, which has since been named after him. And with me in the studio, in an eerie but also emotional sense of deja vu, is Captain Sachin Bali. Captain Bali was at the Siachen glacier but actually got injured, lost his fingers due to frostbite when he was part of a rescue team, a similar rescue team, to save other soldiers who were caught in an avalanche. Let me start with you, Rajiv. You've been with Hanumanthappa's family. What can you tell us about his condition? The latest medical bulletin, unfortunately, we're getting is not good.
No, I think my information is consistent with what you have, Barka, is that he is critical. I went to the hospital earlier today, and that was the information that was shared with me. The family is obviously stoic and and dealing with it as army families do. They are hopeful. They are happy to be here, close to him. And we can all just, hope and pray that he does manage to, with his determination, overcome this one hurdle.
बाना सिंह जी, आपसे पूछूंगी, आप तो इस देश के हीरो हैं, सबसे बड़े हीरो हैं, एक वहां पे बाना टॉप अब पूरा देश जानता है, लेकिन जो 150 हमारे फौज के लोग ढूंढने गए, रेस्क्यू टीम पे गए, वो तो अपनी लाइफ ऑल ओवर अगेन रिस्क कर रहे थे. तो आप जरा लोग जो नहीं जानते कि वहां कैसी जिंदगी है, किस हालात में बैटल करना पड़ता है, ड्यूटी देनी पड़ती है, जरा उसके बारे में बात करें और अपने एक्सपीरियंस के बारे में व्हेन यू रेस्टेड द पाकिस्तानी पोस्ट इन 1987.
सबसे पहले क्या है कि ये एक टीम वर्क है और मोटिवेशन है कि अगर हमारे जवान कभी किसी अवलांच में, जहाँ किसी क्रैबस में, जहाँ कहीं भी ऐसा इंसिडेंट हो जाता है, तो वो सब टीम जो है एक जोश से ना उसको ट्रेस आउट करने में जुट जाती है. वो ये नहीं सोचते हैं कि इसमें अवलांच भी आ सकता है, जहाँ कुछ क्रैबस भी हो सकते हैं. वो नहीं है. ये एक फौज का एक टीम वर्क है, जोश है और हिम्मत है कि उसको खोजने में कितने 150 जैसे कि आप कह रहे हैं, वो कितने जुट गए और उनको निकालने का प्रयास किया, ताकि ये ना हो कि अगर कोई बच भी सकता है तो हम उनको बचाने की पूरी प्रयास की है. बाकी रहा कि पहले तो इतनी टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं थी जो अभी है. वो ऐसे औजार वहाँ पर रखे गए हैं जो कि उसको ट्रेस आउट करते हैं और उससे एक आवाज़ आती है तो पता चलता है कि जहाँ पर आदमी है. जैसा कि अभी थप्पा का है, तो उस चीज़ को हमारी सरकार ने, हमारे जवानों ने, हमारी टीम ने बहुत एक हौसला दिखाया है और उसको बाहर निकालने में पूरा प्रयास किया है.
जी, Brigadier Williams, if you can speak about the action you've seen at Siachen, what keeps soldiers motivated? What makes 150 soldiers go out and look for their buddy, look for the last man standing, look for the last man who may not be standing? It speaks to the motto of the forge, which is that you never leave a soldier behind.
Well, Barka, firstly, with a silent prayer on our lips, I think we should pray for this brave soldier who's displayed an indomitable spirit of survival, and also pray for those who are still carrying on the rescue mission, for the others who have not yet been recovered and may be dead or alive. And you never know what actually happens. But coming to the fact that Bana Singh, who was part of our battalion when we launched the operation at Qaid Post, we used Sonam Post as the base to launch the operation on Qaid, which today is renamed as Bana Top. and under Subedar Major Honorary Captain Bana Singh, who was awarded the highest Paramveer Chakra. And that is the period when our battalion 8 Jakalai, though suffered and yet been able to create a history in the annals of high altitude warfare. Having experienced this, the fact is that even living in those sub-zero conditions is so difficult. Fighting is yet another business. And the question is that the honor code, the honor, safety, and welfare of our country comes first, always and every time. The welfare, ease, and comfort of your men comes next, and your own ease and comfort comes last, always and every time. It's been embedded amongst the officers of IMA, the credo, of Chetwood credo, and that again has been translated in different languages, and that is what really motivates us to give the last bit of ourselves for the defense and for ensuring that the task given at hand is achieved.
Now,
in this case, Sonam Post, I remember 28 years ago when we were there, and it is in a very small little place, changed locations a number of times, and at the same time we have to brave these conditions of a huge mass of ice coming on you as an avalanche. And I can imagine what must have gone through this post at Bana, this post just below Bana top, which is Sonam, when this avalanche must have covered the entire campsite. What is the positioning? I mean, that there is hardly any place over there. I can imagine the Herculean task which has been taken on by the rescue mission. The commanders, I mean, the planning must have been brilliant. I think it's such a humongous task of moving this force, because each helicopter takes hardly one man at a time. In the first sortie, the second sortie carries perhaps two men. Then the equipment, then the weather conditions, the flying hours, it's so limited. And the equipment, as Bana Singh has rightly brought out, today it's high technology equipment. Today there are sonar devices. There are devices which can really have radars trying to find out how deep, but at the same time there are limitations. I remember when this equipment, initial equipment that had come, even 7 years when I was in Dras about 12 years ago, and commanding that brigade, the equipment that we got has a limitation of, let's take 5 meters. Now here it's 25 feet. It's more than 5 meters that this person has been rescued. But I also feel that today there may be FRPs. In our time it was just 2 men pub tents that we were living in those conditions of Sonam and Bana top. Today, of course, there may be an FRP which has collapsed. And that there was a pocket which has been there for air pocket, and that has helped in the survival of Raman and Thapa.
Hanuman Thapa.
And I just pray that he survives.
Rajiv,
it's a great occasion.
It is. Like in some ways it speaks to the spirit of the forge. But I want to get in Captain Sachin Bali, and I want all of you to listen to his story very carefully, because it brings back, it's almost like we've seen what's happening today happen before. Sachin, you were out on a rescue mission of the kind we're seeing now. And exactly this situation, when you were at Siachen, there was an avalanche. You went out to find your men, your comrades, and you ended up getting injured. Tell us first how badly injured you were.
Not as bad as the people who lost their lives. I lost few fingers and few toes.
And you say that in such a matter-of-fact way. I lost a few fingers and a few toes. It changed your life, didn't it?
It didn't quite.
No?
It happens. It happens. And I'm not the only one. There are many people who are undergoing that, as you see in this case. So I wouldn't say it. What I did was a big thing, and my loss is bigger than anybody else's.
But you lost the use of your right hand, or what made you, after this injury, leave? You had to leave the army. You had to join the private sector.
I decided to because post my injury, I wouldn't have been able to serve in the manner that I wanted to.
You were an infantryman.
Yes, I didn't sign up for that. So the army wanted to take care of me, but I requested to let me go, so that I could pursue a career outside, study a bit, because I wouldn't have been happy myself not being able to do what I signed up for and not do that with my men. Because being a low medical category, you're not allowed to go to some extreme conditions, and so it will be more of an administrative post. I could have contributed towards the army, but not in the manner that I wanted to at such a young age.
So you're out there, you're 23 years old at the time. You end up losing, as you said, a few fingers on both your hands.
That's right.
And a few toes on one
right foot, yes.
On the right foot. And you still sit here and say, well, it didn't really, I didn't suffer as much as others did. What drove you to be part of that rescue team?
It's a simple thought. I could have been there under the snow, and I would have definitely banged on my men to come and rescue me. It's a plain, simple thought which would have gone with these men who would have gone for the rescue mission. The man who's under the snow, for example, Lance Naik, Hanuman Thappa, who survived, his story is definitely what movies should be made of. And I think one thing that would have made him survive those 5 days would have been the belief that his team will come and look after and find him, no matter what. That's the belief, and I would have put myself in the place and said, I could have been there, and I expect I would know they would come and look for me.
So you had to go and look for them?
Not had to. I mean, that's
as in from
yes,
inside. Had
yes.
to, as in.
Yeah, that was a natural decision.
It was instinctive. It
Yes.
was intuitive.
Yes.
I just want to get in Rajiv Chandrasekhar here. Rajiv, this is the stuff that our forge is made of. This is exactly it, you know. And Sachin he was 23. And, you know, it changed his life. He's too modest to say so. But as an infantry man, he didn't want to be at a desk, right? But he went out to rescue his men, which is exactly what this team has done today. And yet, Rajiv, we hear that the hardship allowance that is given for soldiers at Siachen is less than what bureaucrats and police officers get just for remote postings. And this is what makes the forge livid. So while we're all celebrating them today, we forget them, don't we, as soon as the headline fades?
Absolutely, Barka. And you and me have spoken about this on more than one occasion. And that is really the tragedy of how we create icons and heroes out of the wrong people. I mean, for me, the heroes are those who serve and, you know, do so every day without any need for publicity, any need for recognition. And this is really what public service and this is what national service is about. And in a city like Delhi, when we create, you know, big leaders and tall leaders every day and bring them down, I think we tend to forget that the real people who are sitting there and serving the nation are these young men and women who put their lives on the line every day and have to suffer the indignity of having to be told by bureaucrats that their hardship allowance is less than some IAS officer serving in Guwahati who has to get 5 times more. So it is one of those tragedies that we have to just live with and keep fighting against in Delhi and around the country.
Anything you'd like to say to Sachin, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, and then I'll come to the others?
No, look, I mean, you know, for me, stories like this and people like him are very inspiring, and I hope more and more people in this country find that these are the true heroes. We tend to spend a lot of time on cricketers and movie stars and, you know, loud politicians and really get distracted by their nonsense. This is what silent national service and real heroes are made of. Do their thing, do it for no recognition, but for the devotion to the nation. And these are the real heroes, and I salute them.
Absolutely. Bana Singh ji, आप लोगों को जो नहीं समझते कि वहाँ कितनी हार्डशिप है, आप क्या कहेंगे? आपको लगता है कि सोल्जर को जो वैल्यू मिलना चाहिए वो मिलता है? यहाँ ये बात हो रही है कि सियाचिन पे जो हार्डशिप अलाउंस मिलती है उससे ज्यादा हमारे जो बाबू हैं, ब्यूरोक्रेट्स हैं, उनको मिलती है. तो एक सैनिक अपना मोराल कैसे बनाए रखता है?
नहीं, ये ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है. जो सरकार ने लागू किया है वो हिस्सा हमें सबसे बढ़कर मिल रहा है. इसमें कोई कमी नहीं छोड़ी है सरकार ने. क्या बाबू है, क्या अफसर है, क्या जवान है, क्या कुछ भी है, जो सियाचिन में तैनात हैं वो सब लोग एक खुशी से काम कर रहे हैं. और मैं बेहतर ये कहना चाहता हूँ, जबकि हमारे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी उस सियाचिन में पहुँचे हैं और उस हालत को देखा है और उन्होंने भी ये एक सराहा है कि एक हिंदुस्तानी जवान कैसे सियाचिन में डटा है और बहुत सराहना की है. और उन्होंने ये इनको जवानों को भी आश्वासन दिया है कि जो भी मैं कुछ करूंगा मैं फौज के लिए एक ऊंचे दर्जे का काम करके जाऊंगा जो तक आज तक नहीं हुआ है. और वहां पर एक अच्छा पैकेज है, अच्छी देखभाल है, अच्छे इंस्ट्रूमेंट हैं, अच्छा क्लोथिंग है, सब ठीक है. और जवानों का मराल, जवानों की जो देखभाल है, सरकार पूरी तरह उस पर प्रतिबंध है और टाइमली वो उन चीजों को जो नहीं मिल रही हैं उनको
बाना सिंह जी, आज पूरा देश बाना टॉप को जानता है. मतलब बिकॉज यू टुक दैट पाकिस्तानी पोस्ट, आपके नाम में वो टॉप है. तो आज आप जब पोस्ट यू लिव अ रिटायर्ड लाइफ, आप आरएसपुरा में रहते हैं बॉर्डर के पास, तो एक जिंदगी की सेटिस्फैक्शन होगी कि there is a top there on Siachen Glacier that is named after you. आपके नाम से है वो.
नहीं, बात सुनो कि ये बात ठीक है, वो बाना ने अकेले नहीं जीती है, पूरे देशवासियों ने, मेरी पलटन ने, ये सब उनकी दुआ थी, तो हमने बढ़ चढ़कर काम किया है और जवानों के साथ जवानों को मोटिवेट करके और उनको ऐसा सराहने जो काम बात कही है कि आज हमने अपने देश का झंडा जो है इस पोस्ट के ऊपर लहराना है, चाहे हमें अपनी जान की होती भी क्यों ना देनी पड़े। ये हमारे में एक दम और जोश हिम्मत ये हमारे में जरूर रहेगा।
और आपको जैसे राजीव जी ने कहा, we all salute all of you. Brigadier Williams, quick 30 seconds last thought. We're actually seeing Bana Top on our TV screen as we speak to Bana Singh, and it's very, everyone here, all of you are so modest. It actually shames us into reflection. Brigadier Williams, just a last thought on the value. A lot of media coverage to soldiers in crisis. It's living between the headlines that can sometimes be tougher. In the space between the headlines.
Absolutely, and you know what young Sachin has said, that the soldiers will always come back to you. That assurance we always have because of the fact that there is that bonding, that question of izzat for your unit, izzat for your colleagues, and most importantly, izzat for the country comes first always and every time. It happens like that. Also what Mr. Rajesh Chandrasekhar had mentioned, I salute him too, the way that he's talked of, that we need to have respect for the army. And we should not really compare, despite the fact that there's such a courageous task ahead, and our soldiers carry on. I remember in our time, what allowance did we get? I mean, the troops got hardly 35 rupees or 80 rupees. As officers, I think the max that the colonel got at that stage was 250 rupees. We never even bothered about it. But today, of course, there's so much of hype, there's so much of talk, and I rightly feel that the soldiers should not be denied their rights. But that's not the end all. The end all is that we must deliver, and we should not really worry about the allowances and the bits which the government, and especially after yesterday's Prime Minister's visit to the hospital, really makes me feel that the country cares for its soldiers. And I hope that message is really carried out right through, that the nation cares for you as those who are serving at the highest of the highest battlefields in the world. Siachen and elsewhere around.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much for this kind of an opportunity. But it's that indomitable spirit of a soldier, not only of the Hamanta Roy for surviving, but of the community which has facilitated in his retrieval, the rescue mission.
Absolutely.
And all the troops thereat.
Absolutely. Sachin, very quickly, you're now in the private sector because in some ways these injuries, as you said, made you make that decision. You didn't want to be an infantryman, a soldier sitting at a desk. I get that. Now in the private sector, do you miss it? What would you say to young people today who talk about so many career options but do not join the military or may not join the military, will be terrified of Siachen?
Well, anybody who joins the military...
One minute, Sachin.
Anybody who joins the military would not join it for the money.
Yeah.
It is for the something that you want to do for your country, be physically present and do it. So it's something that has to come from within. You cannot... It's a voluntary army. We don't do conscription. So
do you miss it?
I had my share. I tend to move on. I had wonderful memories. My unit is still my family. I keep going back to them. I move on.
More power to you, Sachin, and stories like yours, and to Bana Singh ji and Brigadier Williams. Thank you, Rajesh Chandrasekhar, for always being a voice for the soldier. We'll leave it there with prayers on our lips and in our hearts for Lance Nayak Hanuman Thappa, and salutations to the community, I think, as has been mentioned, that went out risking their lives to find him and rescue him and are still at it every day. That's it on The Buck Stops Here. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.